Freedom movement in Hyderabad state. Introduction. Hyderabad was an important princely state of South India under the British paramountcy. It was ruled by the Nizam, who were allied with the British viceroys and had to adhere to the policies decided by them. The viceroys appointed residents in the princely state who supervised the policies of the state and also interfered in the administration from time to time. Hyderabad state comprised of regions in which Maratha, Kannada, Telugu and Deccan Urdu were spoken. The Congress attracted a large section of the educated classes. Mullah Abdul Qayyum of Hyderabad became a great champion of the Congress. He attended the Congress meetings and appealed to Muslims to actively participate in it. He attacked the nobility and opposed the special favors granted to them in the Nizam state. He was also responsible for organizing Anjuman-e-Marif, which aimed at developing social, intellectual and economic life of the people. Early years of nationalism. Papers like Hyderabad Telegraph, Deccan Standard, Muslim Safiq, etc. propagated nationalism. The missionaries like Rev Gilder of the Chadargarh Methodist Episcopal Church supported the Congress. In the year 1892, Arya Samaj was established in Hyderabad. Arya Samaj served as constructive activities and helped to build socio-religious awareness. Feudal system of the state. The Nizams were initially provincial governors of the Mughal emperors. They ruled with the help of the hereditary Jagirdars and subordinate kings. Jagirdars were given control of dozens and even hundreds of villages which they ruled as they desired and collected taxes from the people. The rest of the kingdom was ruled directly by the Nizam with the help of Doras. The old system in which the king and his noble controlled all resources and ruled as they willed. They did not allow any democratic system like local bodies or legislatures. The Nizams opposed the Congress-led nationalist movement and passed several formants or royal orders curtailing political activities in the state. They had a network of police and spies who kept a close watch on people. Language and religion. The Nizam rulers of Hyderabad state were Muslims who spoke Deccani Urdu. The majority of the people of the state were Hindus who spoke Telugu, Kannada and Marathi. Urdu was the official language and more than 90% of all high officials were Muslims. Urdu was the medium of the instruction from primary school to the university. Even technical textbooks were translated and made available in Urdu. The Nizams were slow in setting up schools in their kingdom. Many Jagirdars did not even allow setting up of schools in their areas. They discouraged the setting up of private Telugu medium schools and did not allow those students to join Usmania University. As a result, even by 1941, only 9.3% people of the state were literate. Andhra Janasangham. In the early 20th century, a large number of books in Telugu were printed in the Andhra region and libraries has been set up in towns and villages. In 1901, Sri Krishna Devaraya Andhra Bhasha Nilayam was established in Hyderabad by Komarraju Lakshman Rao along with Nayani Venkata Rangarao and Ravichettu Rangarao, which continues to this day. Telugu remained discriminated in the Hyderabad state. In 1921, in a meeting in Vivekavardhini College in Hyderabad, a person was insulted for bringing a resolution in Telugu rather than in English or Urdu. Telugu-speaking people felt greatly offended by this incident and were motivated to fight for the rightful place of Telugu. In 1924, Madapati Hanumantarao and others formed the Andhra Jana Sangham to establish libraries and reading rooms, encourage students and scholars and collect Telugu manuscripts and promote Telugu literature. They published small booklets and held meetings in villages to set up libraries. Some of these booklets spoke of the problems faced by small traders, peasants, laborers and other poor people. They also set up over 4,000 schools, many of which had to close down due to the opposition of the government. Nevertheless, the movement grew in momentum as more and more people, women, students, singers, etc. participated in this. Andhra Mahasabha and the library movement, the leaders of various sections, decided to unite into one large organization and thus Andhra Mahasabha was formed in 1930. Among its founders were Madapati Hanumantarao, Ravi Narayan Reddy, etc. They submitted prayers and requests to the government seeking the establishment of schools and redressing grievances of the people. In its annual conference in 1935, the following demands were identified. Compulsory primary education should be implemented. Mother tongue should be the medium of instruction. The legitimate rights of the people in Jagirs should be protected. Child marriages should be discouraged. Local self-government should be introduced. Untouchability should be erected and the untouchables should be given due place in the society. The AMS activities spread rapidly all over Telangana and libraries and cultural centers were established in even remote villages. Peasants and laboring people came to them to learn to read, listen to newspaper, discuss current topics and also their own problems with the Nizam government and Doras. Night classes and discussions were held in these centers. People read books by social reformers like Veeraselingam and nationalists like Gandhiji, Nehru, etc. They also wrote new books on local problems. As editor of the Golconda Patrika, Suravaram Pratapa Reddy inspired nationalist fervor amongst the people. Kaloji Narayan Rao, Dasarathy Krishnamacharya, Dasarathy Rangacharya and some of the literacy luminaries who fought for the freedom of Hyderabad state. The Nizam government subjected these centers to a lot of harassment as they were becoming centers of new radical thinking. By 1940, many communists had joined the AMS and they insisted on taking up other demands of the rural people like end to Vetti, land reforms, oppression by Doras, etc. Hyderabad State Congress. The Indian National Congress only functioned in the British India and did not function directly in the princely states. However, the common people faced more oppressions and injustice in these princely states and they wanted to join the large freedom movement of India. In 1938, seeing the rising tide of the nationalism in Hyderabad, the Nizam banned the singing of Vande Mataram, the popular nationalist song. This caused a mass reaction and students in schools and colleges took part in agitations singing that song. The Nizam responded by closing down the colleges, forcing many students to go to other states to continue their studies. Enthused by the response of the youth of the state, the nationalists of Hyderabad, who were sympathetic to the Congress movement in the country, had set up Hyderabad State Congress in 1938. Its prominent leader was Swami Ramananda Tirtha. Several young leaders like V. Ramakrishna Rao, Jamlapuram Kesavarao, K.V. Rangareddy, J.V. Narsinga Rao were top leaders of the movement. Young Congress leaders like Dr. M. Chennareddy later became Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh and P.V. Narasimha Rao became Prime Minister of India. The state Congress demanded that fundamental rights should be conferred upon the people. They wanted the circulars restricting the freedom of speech, association, press, religious procession, etc. be cancelled immediately. They also demanded that laws for the state be made by elected representatives and not the Nizam. In 1942, they started Satyagraha in tune with the National Quit India movement. It was banned and its leaders arrested. In 1946, when the independence of India was imminent, the Hyderabad State Congress began a campaign for merging of Hyderabad state with the Republic of India to put an end to the rule of the Nizam. The Telangana armed struggle. From 1929, Rohit Sanghams were established at Nalgonda, Pillalamari, Karimnagar, etc. to fight against the exploitation by the Patels, Patwaris, Deshmukhs, revenue and police officials. AMS was also active in this area, establishing libraries and night schools. The communists have given radical program against Vetti and put forward the demand of land to the tillers. The AMS then spread to Nalgonda, Karimnagar and Warangal districts. The AMS set up village level branches which were known as Sangham. The Communist Party too actively gave leadership to these Sanghams. Initially, the main demands of the peasants were limited to fight against illegal feudal exactions, levy systems, excessive land rent, eviction of tenants and for abolition of Vetti. It was meant to draw all sections of the rural society into the struggle against the Dora and the Nizam. In those days, the landlords were actively evicting small peasants and taking over their lands to give them to new tenants at a higher rent. The Sanghams became active to resist this. The Zamindars fired upon a demonstration of peasants in Kadivendi village and killed Doddi Kumaraya in July 1946. This incident sparkled off the famous Telangana armed struggle. Sanghams were set up in village after village and processions were taken out singing songs of Doddi Kumaraya. The Doras and Nizam tried to violently suppress the movement. Guerrilla squad to defend the villages and Gram Raj committees to resolve villages' problems were formed. Cultural groups were formed to sing Burrakathas with the message of the struggle and they went for village to arouse people. The Sanghams tried to establish a parallel government and to establish people's courts. Wherever they established their power, Vetti was abolished, evicted of tenants was stopped, rents were reduced, wages of workers increased and excess lands of the landlords were redistributed to the landless. The movement was transformed in 1947 to 48 into a broad anti-Nizam and anti-feudal struggle demanding merging of Hyderabad with independent India. The people burnt the records of the village officials and money lenders and seized the grains hoarded by the landlords and the merchants. To broaden the scope of the movement and integrate various sections into it, the demand was raised to merge Telangana with the other Telugu-speaking regions to create Vishal Andhra. The fanatic Muslim enthusiasts formed Ittihadul Muslimin, an organization to protect the Muslim domination of Hyderabad state and Nizam rule. They set up a force of volunteers called Razakars. They acquired weapons to fight the democratic political parties and spread communal attacks. They also began to fight the peasant Sanghams of Telangana and the communist militants. They were supported by the landed gentry and Doras. There was bitter struggle between the communist-led peasants and Razakars. After India attained independence, the Razakars started attacking the political movement that was for the integration of Hyderabad into Indian Union. The Razakars burnt villages, taken women hostages to create fear psychosis among the general public. The Nizam did not intervene and just watched the situation. In 1948, the independent Indian government took action and merged Hyderabad with India. It was suppressed by the Indian armed forces and it gradually declined by 1950. Merge with India. India became independent in 1947. Osman Ali Khan, the Nizam, wanted Hyderabad to remain as an independent kingdom. The common people of the state wanted to join independent India and a large campaign was organized by the Hyderabad State Congress led by Ramananda Tirtha. The Razakars attacked them too. Then the Indian government decided to end this archery and send armed forces to Hyderabad. Hyderabad was finally integrated into Indian Union in September 1948. The Nizam was forced to abolish the feudal system and initiate democratic process of elections. When the Constitution of India came into force on 26 January 1950, the Nizam rule came to an end. But Osman Ali Khan continued to be the Raj Pramukh of Hyderabad, but he had to act on the advice of the government of India's officials. Elections were held in 1952 and an elected government was formed by Hyderabad state. Burgula Ramakrishna Rao was the first Chief Minister of Hyderabad state. The Nizam continued as Raj Pramukh till 1956. With the formation of Andhra Pradesh, merging Andhra and Telangana regions, the Raj Pramukh was replaced by a governor appointed by the President of India. Thus ended the Nizam rule over Hyderabad state. Women in the Telangana struggle. Women suffered most under the rule of Nizams and Doras. They were constantly harassed. Many women were made slaves of the landlord. Some of them took arms and fought the Razakars. Some of them sang songs and inspired people. Some of them acted as doctors and nurses, but they had to make supreme sacrifices for the sake of the movement.
మా వీడియో గనుక మీకు నచ్చినట్లయితే లైక్ చేయండి, షేర్ చేయండి. ఇలాంటి మరిన్ని వీడియోస్ కోసం మా ఛానల్ని సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకోవడం మాత్రం మర్చిపోకండి. థ్యాంక్ యూ ఫర్ వాచింగ్.